everyone, my name is Mitz, here back a fake strike conflict of interest. So now the tables have turned, the turntables have flipped, and we're now playing as Obadia, 5 years in the past, the MM6 trial, of where Pearls actually was cited to be seen. It's not confirmed back then, but it's very heavily implied by both everyone that, I'm assuming this is around the time that oh, Meredith helped her get out of the city, Meredith Faye. Like, helped her, like, you know, flee, I guess, Phoenix, and then just because, like, learning about what happened in the Bridge to Turnabout, the third game, the closing case for the third one. Like, geez, like, still. Finding out you may play all this time, you just want to get away from all of it, yay. But I'm not, like I mentioned before, like, I don't think this is going to end too well, especially if it's being brought up again. That means, like, there has to be some loose ends to it. So either, like, the case was completely, you know, utterly donezo, like, they caught the guy, but there's still some weird loose ends that are not tied up, like, they admitted to it, but they won't say anything more, or literally, whoever the real culprit was in this case, was never caught. It's either one of those two. And you can place your bets on which one. I have a quarter on hand, so let's see how this goes. Are you ready for your testimony, Mr. Kusari? Kusari? I am ready, my friend. Excellent. With your help, we'll put the criminal behind bars before the day's over. I'm very glad I consider my duty as a good citizen. Let's hope that all goes well. We don't have anything to worry about. I took this case on short notice, but the facts are very clear. There's no doubt in my mind that we had the right man. Yes? Okay, nice spatula. And no, not that kind of spatula you use for hamburgers, just a rubber spatula. Learn your spatulas, all you peeps. Yes, I know you'll see justice served today. Decided judgment and a very nice garnish of truth. Okay, okay. I already got the feeling you're a chef, and maybe I just got reminded that, like, I remember that in front from like years ago. But geez, if you're doing all these, like, you know, side jokes, all of it, yes, love it. Salim Kusari, I probably butchered that last name, I'm sorry. The owner of a local diner and a sole witness to a recent murder. It was based on this report that we were able to apprehend the killer, Francisco Mendez. Okay, and then there's no way. Okay, Francisco Mendez is gonna go free then, since he's out prowling around with those letters in the future. Okay. Its testimony will be central to our case. And actually thinking about it more now, I guess this case will also give more precedence to why Virgil Black wanted to go to the Michael Valley's family because of all maybe what happens here. And so it made pretty much clear that they're gonna get away with it. Mr. Kusari, would you care to review your statement one last time? Oh no, my friend, sir, I would not. We spent so much time with that yesterday. My wife, she was so angry by coming home so late. Probably should not go. Okay, my apologies, I just prefer to have things in order. When dealing with people's lives in a murder trial, all details must be given the utmost attention. If you don't wish to discuss your statement to the police, I suggest you at least review the recap I've written up. Oh, that I will do if you wish it. I must say, Mr. Prosecutor Wilson, your preparation is very impressive. Is that with you, there can be no margarine for error. Okay, I love you, you're great. Nice one, Miss Kusari. I figured you'd be here. I guess you're the apprentice here, because we always have to have one. Thank you, my friend. I have plenty more than that. Let's save the joking for later. The trial's a serious matter. Well, you gotta have some levity, okay? Please. Oh, really, Obi? His puns aren't that bad. They're amazing. Never say to Mr. Kusari's face, yes. They are. How dare you? I hate you more now. The trial starts in a few minutes. We don't have time to waste on humor. I think we do. It's either Obadia or Mills Williamson. We've been over this. This goofball here is Stephen Jameson. He studied as a defense attorney for 3 weeks before dropping out. Okay. Now as an intern in the prosecutor's office as my assistant. Funny how fate works. He can seem apathetic or airheaded, but he means well. Working in a prosecutor's office will turn any man into a cynic, but he's not quite there yet. His youthful optimism can really make this job bearable sometimes. Why use my full name? I thought you'd call me Jimmy. And did I mention he loves periodically coming out with new names for himself? Last month it was SJ, and the month before it was Steve-O the Mighty. Jimmy's better. With how much we work together, I've yet to find a reason beyond that he finds it funny. I most certainly didn't agree to call him that. He decided that he did. I'm just thinking, okay, now I just realized that now since this text is in white, that means, like, he says all this, like, both Phoenix and the Gabati says all this stuff out loud, and just, like, my first thought is, like, someone else in the room was like, Obadiah, who the fuck are you talking to? Look at this thing in the bag. What's wrong with lighting up a bit? What was the victim's name? Cindy Stone. Wrong. He was a man, not a woman. Right, of course. I was just testing you. Sigh. Let's go over the case details one more time. No problem. Might be good for you. Right. For me. Oh, okay. God, this music. I don't even... It doesn't fit at all. It really doesn't. So the Cindy Stone lady. How'd you die again? Carlo Luciano. He was poisoned. Right. See, I knew you could do it. Perhaps you could draw that ignorant act to tell me what else you remember. He was pretty messed up, right? Some kind of sociopath. Maybe what would be the case? The man was a hired assassin. It's so horrible! I can actually believe that a man ate in my restaurant. Well, I mean, every person that ever walks in life comes through the door. He was an evil man, but it does not matter now. He is dead. Thank God for that. Mr. Kastari, if I may, I advise against making comments like that. However much I personally agree, it may still hurt our case. Oh, yes, I will avoid it, my friend. Neither defendant nor victim is anybody I want roaming the street. But will it be better to have both of them gone? That guy that killed him, why don't you, remind me about him too? His name is Francisco Mendírez. He's the nephew of crime boss Michael Rivales. I'm never gonna say the name right, I don't care. Oh wow, sounds serious. It is. Mendírez is a capo in the Rivales family. Putting away would be a huge blow to them. They've been fighting back too. Old Mikey trying to get Mendírez cleared even with their bad blood? Weren't they having some kind of spat? Presumably. Beyond what they let the public see. The inner workings of the family are a mystery to me. I believe having his nephew in prison this way would cause him to lose too much face. You need whatever strength he can get if your relationship with the Cadaverines fall any further. Likewise, Mendírez has no desire to remain on his uncle's bad side. I believe Mendírez betrayed his trust recently, and now wishes to make amends. He would want to repair relations just as much as Rivales. Yeah, I guess you put it like that way. They really had no choice but to get him off. This little murder trial is actually a pretty big deal. Oh, yes. And we already know how this is gonna go then. No murder case is little, but you are correct. Well, it's supposed to be open and shut, right? So no problem. Some of the case points to Mendírez. Family would be hard-pressed to find him not guilty. Probably the defense attorney is just gonna go swing the other way then, huh? You said Mendírez was poisoned, right? Luciano's poisoned. Mendírez is the suspect. Wow, good thing you're doing this and not me, right? Why must you do this? I know you're right up on it last night. Yes. That's what I would do here. It goes beyond just evidence for him as the culprit. With a motive and opportunity placing him as a killer. And then little Cindy winds up dead. Poor girl. Well, don't worry. Cindy's killer will get what's coming to him. A religious man can take things seriously for just 1 second. You don't take anything. You take everything seriously, Obadiah. I think that's your big problem. And beyond all that, we got a witness. I remember that part. I'm glad you not forgot me, Mr. Jameson. Yes, I'm pretty sure you've forgotten. Who is this person? I remember your diner was the place where it happened. Yes, terrible. It was terrible. Mr. Kusari says he saw Mendírez with a victim shortly before he died. It's true, the men were meeting with that little girl. She left and the one-eyed man died after that. Girl, I remember that part too. That poor child, if I knew things would happen differently. It's sad but relevant. The murder was completely unrelated. Review the basics of the incident, but our concern is Luciano's murder now. That's cold. The kid got stolen. Yes, it's horrible, but it's not my case. The other prosecutor was assigned to the kidnapping. They're separate crimes. Okay, hopefully it's actually someone good, actually. Maybe, just wish it could help. Let's learn to look at these things more objectively. Okay. Promise you putting away materials will save many more people than one girl. Right now, yes. Oh, but of course, when this all happens, then you're gonna go all ham and saying just like Phoenix, you made this all happen over one little girl. Like, oh my god, oh my fucking Christ. The evidence, motive, and witness testimony, there is a rather damning case against him. Well, that sucks for him if he's just being set up. I don't have any pity for the man. He's just a ruthless mobster. He chose his life. If he's being framed, that will be up to the fence to prove. Gotcha. Speaking of fence, you would have researched Mandir's attorney. Yes, please. What is the name? I found some stuff, but a lot of it's just rumors. Huh. The good or bad type. He's developing a bit of reputation. I say he'll do anything for that not guilty verdict. Sounds like a real prideful guy. Prideful? Huh. I'll be wise with this case then. Uh-huh. It's a big one, so winning it would be like a prestige thing for him. Prestige? I've faced people like that before. I know how to deal with them. Of course you do, buddy. Never said to be a problem. Prosecutor Williamson, the trial will be starting in precisely 10 minutes. Thank you, Mr. Jameson. That's 10 minutes to get our bench in order. You're a word to just wing it. What must I do, Mr. Prosecutor Williamson? We won't need you to testify right away. There's another witness coming before you. Maybe wait in here until I call for you. Certainly. I'll be waiting like corn. All ears. You're great. As prosecutor, I have access to all the evidence of the case in the beginning. I have been over the court records several times already. But it wouldn't be a bad idea to check things through once more. I already way ahead if you did that before this. And also, I already know I don't have a good enough voice from Salim here. I think I'm starting to get one, but it's slowly just forming right now. As through this. Oh, hi. Okay, prideful. Yes. Prideful. I really agree with the headcanon, though. Oh, I wish oh, gosh. I do wish Apollo Justice actually ended with him, like, saying he just hated Phoenix because he was, like, envious of, like all that. Oh, like, a small time before we continue on, just, like, I just seen one person, like, put their ideas forth, like, how to rewrite, I guess, his thing, and just have, like, his motive entirely be, like, he was very spiteful of Phoenix just because, like, he's, like, Kristoff spent so many years, like, being a defense attorney and never got, like, famous like he wanted to be. And then when he tried talking to Phoenix after the whole, like, after the third game's final case, like, he talks to him and then, yeah, like, how'd you become such a great lawyer, Mr. Phoenix Wright? Oh, well, the thing is, 3 years ago, I actually a couple of years ago, I was actually meant to be an art student. Just completely break that all down. Just, like, all the things you live for right there, well, in his eyes, be like, in a snap. Oh, wow, life is not fair. Gotta get revenge on him. Spiteful, envious, prideful, all that. That would've been so cool. I wish the game actually brought that up. Like, it seems like this is the way you're supposed to take it, but they never, like, you know, actually address it. It's just there. If the game was actually ended that way because they wanted to expand more on Kristoff Gavin's character in other games, then, aw. Another reason I kind of don't like Dual Destiny is sad. God. Well, this is gonna be interesting. That's the guy over there that I was talking about? See him? You have to be crooked for the mob to hire him. Also, nice sprite. Okay, I like this. Funny you say that, he actually looks quite calm and collected. The coolest attorney in the West. With blackmail. Well, it's in your toes, Opie. I heard one guy even call him the devil. Yes. Just wait till he pushes up his glasses. Then if you had the eyes of the best eyes imaginable in the gosh dang world, you can see it. And I say that, I drop all my cans. Don't call me that while we're in court. Sure, whatever you say, Obi. Sigh. The devil, huh? How dramatic do they need to be? And we're doing this one. Court is now in session for the trial of Francisco Medeiros. I don't even know if I want to do another voice right now. I don't know if I want to add another voice right now. Because I know he's supposed to be the stereotypical Canadian, because all the A's in the boots from the other game, of the third game, but I don't know if I want to do that. Defense and prosecution ready? The prosecution is ready, Your Honor. The defense is ready as well. You're Mr. Gavin, aren't you? I heard the name, but I don't think you've ever defended one of my trials. Not until today, Your Honor. Well, I've heard some promising things about you. Seems you're a competent lawyer. Thank you. I need to live up to your expectations. Oh, I'm confident too. Well, you should know how to impress. A cocky upstart, I certainly hope this is what all the fuss is over. And the prosecution, you seem well prepared. How flattering and condescending. As I seem to recall, we have a trial to begin. How about we start it? Okay, that finger is way too big. That finger is way too big. What? Okay. You know, I could say one thing here. Big hands. Big hands. If you get my meaning. Such a shame there's no time for pleasantries. You're quite the stick in the mud. Well, it's not raining outside, so I'm pretty sunny dispositions over there. Oh, you have no idea. Your Honor? I mean, get your fame from verbal attacks at Williamson. Okay, this is going great. How many trials of a body have you been with this judge? Because if so, then he's completely right, okay? I think, like, literally, yeah, Stephen Jameson has the right idea. Become less serious all the time. And of course, Your Honor. He does a point, though. Let's hear the opening statements. Your Honor, the court will see that it's a very simple case. The victim, Carlo Luciano, was poisoned while eating at a restaurant. We have evidence, a witness, and a motive. Everything points to the defendant as the culprit. Is it so good at all for you, Mr. Gavin? We'll see. Mr. Wilson, I'm interested in hearing more of your case. Do you mind showing us the evidence against the suspect? Of course. This won't be difficult. Everything prepared in my court record. First of all, I'll address the physical evidence we have against Mendires. Very good. What is the decisive evidence that proves against Mr. Mendires? Mendires' fingerprints.
Take that.
We have a bottle of poison that killed Luciano. Mr. Mendires' fingerprints are on it. Fingerprints? Yes, that is strong evidence. The victim's plate was found with traces of poison on it too. It was the same type from the bottle. Where was this bottle found? In the restaurant, stashed underneath the table where he was killed. But that wasn't a very good cover-up. You should have at least bothered trying to hide it. Do you want my job to be harder? Now then, moving along. You mentioned a witness. Who was the witness to the murder? The witness to the murder... still wasn't the witness coming out, so who's actually the other witness, actually? Well, that's the only witness. Was there someone else testifying? Attorney, scaled by arrogant man with nasty reputation. Well, that's the only witness, so...
Take that.
The witness is Mr. Salim Kusari, the owner and head chef of the diner. She's the victim and defendant of their meals. Was anyone else there at the time? At the moment of death, there were only 3 people in the building. Odd, as I recall, there were others. I said the moment of death. There were others, but by the time Luciano died, they were long gone. You're not going to dismiss them as suspects so easily. Simply, it's not possible that either of those 2 people did it. Are you looking to accuse one of them, Mr. Gavin? The child and mafia enforcer should not be passed up as irrelevant. Yes. Or no. We'll see. Well, does it say? Child and enforcer? Do you really think a child would do that? God. The 2 were with Mr. Mendires and the victim. Left early, leaving only the latter. Was until roughly 15 minutes later that the victim died. Well, them couldn't have poisoned him beforehand? The quick acting agent. He would have died long before. Well then, so we are in agreement that they didn't kill him. Mr. Gavin? No comments. Very well. Well, did you say he had a motive as well? How did you hear about that? Yes, Your Honor, the motive was very simple. The motive was very simple. Where is motive? Literally. Don't tell me it's this.
Take that.
His motive was the $1 million bounty on Luciano's head. 1 million? No small sum. My word, what could he possibly do to deserve that? Luciano was an assassin, Your Honor. I profile one in the family's payroll. He's killed many people. As such, he's made enemies. Rich enemies. Hired assassin. Not sure how I feel about that. Yeah, no, another serial killer assassin to add to the pile. This convention expo is gonna be rolling underway in the future, won't it? If we bring him back to life. You're not sure about that? Luciano was a monster. There's no other way of putting it. He was a vicious killer. However, he's not the one on trial here. Luciano was the victim. Our killer today was a complete different person. You refer to my client. That is correct. Defendant, Francisco Medeiros, is every bit as ruthless as his victim. Not sure that's possible. Sounds like he did us all a favor. Helping society was the last thing going through Medeiros' head, I assure you. Once again, let me point to you to the bounty. The price at large can only point to a motive of greed. This wasn't vigilantism, it was for money. Something for money? Just what the victim did. You're right, Mr. Williamson. Just sound much better. Your Honor, you just point me. You're gonna accept this? $1,000,000 is more than enough motive for murder? Yes, it would be. For anyone. It could apply to any person, anywhere, anytime. Every single person entered the restaurant that day would have had just as much incentive. I'll grant you that. For the trial has just begun. Let's hear from one of our witnesses. The prosecution calls the arresting officer to the stand. Who... Please state your name and occupation for the court. Oh my. Okay, well it makes sense. Okay, this whole trial's corrupt then. Nathan Togamera, detective, Homicide Division. What was your role in this case, detective? Oh wait, Nathan Togamera and like Obata did say they was imply they knew each other. Oh my. Huh. Corruption indeed. Okay, sorry I called us to the murder. I was nearby, so I made the arrest. Medeiros never even had time to leave the property. Oh wow, that's quite the response time. I'm very reliable, you say as you play on your phone. Playing Candy Crush. Well, I say so. I'm glad you're with the good guys. Mr. Togamera, in addition to the arrest, did you also lead the investigation? I did not. There was another man assigned to the scene. Why aren't I hearing from him instead? Several Medeiros' friends have tried to delay the prosecution. Due to this, the lead detective will not be testifying. Valley's failing judge, such a thing would only pass in this city. This type of scum and villainy allows blatant corruption. Calm down, detective. No need to get agitated. All their efforts will soon be in vain. Yeah, he playing that the facade nice. Yes, of course you're right. Wow, is this guy a character? That he is. Shall we begin? Your Honor, I'd like to hear the report of my client's arrest. This looks good, detective. Would you please testify for us? Well, I mean, it makes sense I give him the same judge's voice because, they're basically brothers, okay? So same voice would help, actually. It would, okay? It makes sense. Oh my god, this music. Oh god, okay. Well, the crossover for Phoenix Wright and Professor Lane was fine. The cases were itself, but the ending was a bit weird. The big reveal plot twist is a bit weird. I'll give it that much. Okay, there's my little review after hearing this, okay. I had fun with it, puzzles and all that. It was a fun time. I did not read the first part, did I? Okay, I'm not even listening. Okay, I'm sorry. I recognized Medeiros in the description given and apprehended him. Due to the fact I was operating alone, I had to do it by myself. Once he'd been subdued, I approached the crime scene, where I found Luciano. I called for backup and had him remove Luciano to police custody immediately. There's no mistaking, he was dead. There's blood everywhere. What? Hold it. That last part. Blood everywhere? Just what kind of murder are we dealing with? Poisoning? Yeah, you're just throwing it. And yet there was blood everywhere. That was Mr. Togamera being dramatic. You'll find, Mr. Devin, that he's that way often. Yes, I figured as much. That's the part that bothers me. Why was there any blood at all? Blood implies a struggle. Yeah, we haven't heard anything about one. I believe I can explain that. A struggle. The victim was killed, collecting poison that affects the nervous system and digestive system. Poison known to cause eternal bleeding and vomiting. So, like, the struggle came from just, like him, like, struggling to, like... It's, like, common for poisonings, like, they writhe in pain.
Take that!
The poison that was used is known for affecting the nervous and digestive systems. So what is the poison called? After consuming it, Luciano passed out. His body instinctively vomited, carrying some blood in the process. He remained conscious for some time before his nervous system fully failed, killing him. So the blood was from his, throw up. A nasty way to go. That explains that. Any further questions, Mr. Gavin? Yes. Unconscious for several minutes, you say? You don't have an autopsy report, so there's no way to know when Luciano truly passed away. Why is there no autopsy report? Was Greason even, like, was Greason a mortician back then? Well, whoever it was, I don't even know. Like, actually, like, even if Greason wasn't there back then, why isn't there an autopsy thinking about now? What? I want to know if he's still living, albeit unconscious, when you got there. I'm not sure. What a shame. No autopsy? No, Your Honor. Another effective Wright's family's interference. Oh. That's no good. Why on earth would they bother with that? That's all the case, Your Honor. There may be evidence regarding the body that points to the suspect. My. How could they possibly have any leverage over an autopsy? They put Luciano worked for them. Yikes, that's right. Carlo Luciano was an assassin for the family. We can tell he was their top hitman. Yeah, I think we... Oh, yeah. Oh, and the rest of the court doesn't know this. We were told this in the lobby itself. Okay. That voice is great, though. I love it. God, he was a great villain. Apologize, but... Oh, I wish they did him better in the final case. The first case, oh god, he was great. Like, how he was handled. Wow, that was amazing. That's the case. I think you just killed your own motive. Forget the metaphor. What do you mean, Mr. Gavin? We're forgetting that my client is also with the family? And a higher-ranking officer at that? What good would killing his own subordinate do? That's a good point, eh? Why don't you explain your argument for us a bit better? Certainly, Your Honor. Madeira's motive. Oh, okay. It makes sense that we don't, like, prosecute or, like, you know, like, cross-examine our own thing. We're cross-examining, like, Kristoff's old, thingamabob. My client Luciano were partners, not enemies. In addition, he's very wealthy. What $1 million matter to him? My family pays him very well, and they would not support a killing of their own assassin. Apart from that bounty, what motive can Madeira's have? Since his motive was not as clear as you may say it was. Well, you make a compelling argument. Mr. Williamson, what are your thoughts, eh? On principle, I must disagree. Let's hear your rebuttal, then. Of course, Mr. Gavin. The motive, we still have a witness and evidence. However, I should find a way to break this. It'll be important later. Yep, rebuttals. It's literally... Oh, okay, that was literally just a reskin of what was it, like... Claviers with, like, glasses. Beige tinted glasses. Client Luciano are partners, not enemies. Are you sure about that? This excludes him from murdering Luciano? Maybe not completely. However, it does cast a certain amount of doubt. I'm curious how you kill his friend for money? Judge, they were hardly friends. Luciano and Madeira's worked together, nothing more. And how are you such an expert in their relationship? Simple. The man confessed it. Ah. Madeira's could have been lying to distance himself from the victim. I'll say that wouldn't do anything but hurt your case. Perhaps. Let's find out. Oh yay, this is gonna be a bounty of laughs, huh, isn't it? Oh boyo. Additionally, he's very wealthy. What would $1 million matter to him? $1 million is significant, no matter how you look at it. No doubt, but to some more than others. One is already a millionaire, as my client is. Would it be worth a kill for another? A millionaire? His employers are quite generous. Mr. Gavin, you may be forgetting that his employers are the Mafia. Our laws and morals clearly mean nothing to him. I don't think that remaining a free man does. There's a cost-reward factor for everything. Isn't the cost of getting caught for murder too much compared to the reward in this case? Murder not be worth it if he could lose everything? If he got away with it, what then? You get the money, I assume? As I pointed out, it wouldn't be worth as much as it would be for someone of humbler background. His motive for money isn't proving as successful as I hoped. There is another reason Madeira's might have want that money. I need to elaborate more. Another reason why... Well, it seems like a Mafia would just, like, care... Hold on a second. If my family pays them well, they would not support killing of their own assassin. Well, we're running to like 30-minute mark, but I'd like to see a bit more. Advocate selling croissants at restaurant. The customer entrance to Kasari's Diner. Kasari's Diner equipped with a small bell. Valve poison used to kill Luciano. I got it! He wanted the money because he wanted to kill because he spent too much money on the poison. It all makes sense now. There's definitely nothing else. Okay. Is there anything like profiles? Okay, Steven, Jimmy, you liked messing with the files. There's the crime on the diner. Don't think there's anything new. Don't think we have any, per se, evidence to detail that. And the reason why he needed money. Yeah. That's almost like basically the same exact motive of money for, like, another diner case. Wow. Third game. Family pays them very well, and they would not support killing their own assassin. I grant you that the man is worth a lot. Why stop there? You won't acknowledge the folly of the family killing their top hitman? Micro Valley is infamous for his disregard for human life. I can name more than a few people selected to be hits from him. And there's a good chance each of those people was killed by Luciano. Perhaps he knew too much and became a liability. In the end, the motives should not matter so much as the who and the how. Ah, so pure hard logic. Mine says it wouldn't make sense to kill a man so skilled for so little. Why wouldn't Mr. Medeiros kill a valuable asset for money? It's not anything he would ever get away with if Valley's found out. Probably like a maybe string of trust, I guess. Which would mean trust, I guess. Apart from the bounty, what motive could Medeiros have? I might as well press things, all of it, and then leave it off because I feel like I'm not gonna solve it like exactly in 5 minutes. So I need to think about it a bit more. Do I need anything besides the obvious? As I pointed out, what is obvious to you might not be to others. I get the argument for how your reasoning might be faulty. Is it too much to ask that you support your own accusation? Well, financial gain would normally be sufficient. I feel further support is needed. Yeah, here, actually, that's a good point. Actually, thinking about it more. Definitely seems to be there's definitely a bigger reason. If you find out some more information, please do so. I will, Your Honor. Just give me a moment to think. Sitting so early at trial. Medeiros might not need the money. Is that what you're saying? Well, perhaps there was somebody else who needed it. Someone else needed the money. Someone else needed the money? Oh, they need more money to go in the gang war with the Cadaverines, is that it? Okay, well, I'll present it there. I want to say that doesn't work, I press everything. I'll press it, then if I present that, it's not. If it does work, I still have to leave it off. Okay, I see this motive was not as clear as you say it was. Just to be sure. When has monetary gain ever not been a sufficient motive? I didn't say it wasn't. However, given his already wealthy status, he'd need more incentive than normal, yes? $1 million doesn't mean as much to him as it would to you or me. Perhaps. In any situation, more money would seal a deal, yet I'm faltering here. Matter, I'll need to adapt my theories to fight his. I can do that. May need to present a new option. It's kind of like an attorney cross-examining witness, at least with defense. That's right, although I'm not entirely sure why you bring that up now. Because fourth wall breaks. I'll review every now and then wouldn't hurt anyone. Right. Time to tear apart Mr. Gavin's theory. Okay, so let's give that a shot. Climb Luciano partners or enemies. Additionally, what would $1 million matter to him? So maybe the presenting Micro Valley's profile here would work with Cadaverines. They did mention, like, they made it a point to bring Cadaverines as well, the war they had going on here early on. Even though later on they do succeed in killing them all off, like, geez. So here... what motive could Medeiros have? Just he's very wealthy. What does $1 million matter to him? So either this statement or this other one. Maybe it's maybe it's a very sensitive. So I'll present on both these statements. What motive could Medeiros have? Let's go with Micro Valleys. Objection. There we go. Okay, that works. So definitely, probably, most likely that the motive definitely is the Cadaverini War. But we'll just go into detail about that more for next time, then. Sorry for leaving off on a weird cliffhanger here, like literally have to figure out the contradiction, but I'm running pressed for time, and I need to get things a bit rolling, a bit more. Oh boy. Okay, so Cadaverinis, the war, all that. Then, okay, Pearl and the Forcer, they were there for a bit. that was probably definitely talking about, I guess, like how to safely move her to somewhere else and not be spotted, as Meredith Faye's influence and all that. So I don't think. So literally, I think if this case goes bad in the wrong way, then like it makes sense why Stephen Jameson and all that would want to focus on Pearl's like involvement to find any type of leads, and that's why they're looking for him and talking to Phoenix about it entirely and trying to speak to Pearl's in the last case. It makes sense. But we'll see how this all progresses for next time. So, for a fun time watching this as I am playing this, hope you see you next time, what time may be, and I'll hope you fantastic day.